Chris, and I'm going to show you how to grow some vegetables from household scraps, your leftover vegetables. So, for example, I have a green onion growing over here at the roots, and here's a new stem. I have a carrot growing over here. Okay, here are the leaves. Here's the bottom, and there's some small roots over there. And I have an onion growing here. Okay, notice the roots and new stems and leaves. I also have an avocado, which I've been growing for about 2 years now. Okay, so this one takes a while. I also have some string beans growing in a baggie, and I'm going to actually show you this one first. Okay, all right, so what do I need to grow my string beans? So, first, a plastic bag, okay, a moistened paper towel. Okay, so I just have a paper towel and I just folded it and I made it wet. Okay, I also need some beans. So you can use lima beans. All right, these are lima beans. I also have some string beans. Okay, and I actually bought a packet of string bean seeds, but you can also use dried beans. I would just soak them in water overnight. All right, this is very easy. First, you take your paper towel, you put one or two beans. So I'm going to put two lima beans and two of the string beans right in the middle of it, actually on the edge of it, and I am going to fold it in half. Okay, so it's just like that. The beans are in here. Then I am going to put the paper towel flat into my baggie, and I'm going to make sure the air pockets are out, and I'm going to seal it up. You can also use a small baggie as well. So I'm going to seal it up, and it should look just like this. Okay. Now I'd put this inside in anywhere in your house. In about 3 days, I would look at it. You can easily, carefully unfold the paper towels, and you might see roots starting to form. Okay. And I just want to show you this one. So this one is probably about a week old. Okay, and as you can see, I waited a little bit too long. It has long stems. The leaves are starting to form. Okay, but the roots, they actually use the paper towel to actually grow into. So all of these are roots. So once they start growing and they have a small stem and even leaves, you can actually plant them in your garden. And eventually you'll get string beans, or if you use lima beans, you'll get lima beans. Okay? So this is one easy way to grow something at your own house in a plastic bag. All right, so I am back again to show you some more tricks about growing things from your leftover vegetables. Okay, so I have these empty containers, and I'm going to put some water into them. Okay, just a little. Okay, I already have them in here. So I have about four containers. Okay, these were actually old egg dyeing cups, so I just saved them. All right, so I'm going to move these onto the side. So, what kind of things can you grow from scraps? So, I'm going to take a piece of celery. So, this is the whole celery, okay, with the root bottom as well. And notice how there aren't any roots coming out, but I'm going to take my knife. If I can find my knife. Excuse me. And I'm going to cut about this much off, okay? And I'm going to use my celery later on. And all I do is I put this right into the water, okay? And notice how the middle of it, right, it has like all the celery stems cut off. In, I would say, about 3 to 5 days, you'll start to see it become bumpy. And I will actually post some pictures along with a video of some old celery which I had grown this way. Okay, so on here you would put it in a shady, partly sunny window, and then keep an eye on it. And after it actually starts to grow some stems and even some small roots on the bottom, you can actually put it into the dirt. Okay, all right. Another thing you can grow if it has the whole root bottom is lettuce. So this is a head of curly lettuce, and it has the root bottom. Okay, now I'm going to cut it once again, just like that. Okay, and I'm going to use my lettuce later on. I'm going to take one of the cups, which I had some water in, and once again, I'm going to put it in. Now, this one's a little jammed in, so if you have a bigger cup, okay, and it's the same idea as the celery. All right, what else can I make a new vegetable out of? So here's my empty cup, and I have a carrot. So here is a whole carrot, okay? Notice that the top has, you know, some of the old leaves and stems, like the stubs of it. Make sure it has something like that. It can even be green as well, okay? So all you do is you cut that and you put that right into water, okay? And once again, you would just put it on a windowsill and wait. And my last one, which I can show you, an easy one, is a green onion. So this green onion, you would actually cut off the top, and notice how it does already have some roots on it. Even if it doesn't, okay, it will start sprouting roots again. Okay, so you just put this, just like everything else, in water, and wait about 3 to 5, maybe even eight days, and you'll start to see something grow. My examples, so this one I had done about 4 or 5 days ago, and it had no roots. So these are all new, and this stem is also brand new. The carrot, okay, this one's actually old. It's actually about 2 or 3 weeks old, and I had to trim it. It was actually flopping over. You can also plant it in dirt after it starts forming new leaves. And then this one is an onion, which I just put in water, but there's an easier way to actually grow the onion as well. And that is with a cup of water, an onion, obviously. So this one's pretty big, and some toothpicks. So I have about 3 toothpicks. I'm going to take my onion and I'm going to put 3 of the toothpicks in, kind of spacing them out, okay? And then all I do is I put this on top of the cup. Now you want to make sure the bottom gets hit by the water. So maybe a little more, okay? And if you have a larger cup, that might work. It also works with a smaller onion as well, okay? And then this one you would also put on a windowsill and just leave it, all right? And then next is the avocado. So I have an avocado pit over here, okay? And I have a tall glass of water in a plastic cup. And I'm just going to move my camera up just a little, okay? And once again, I have 3 toothpicks. Now, the hint, you might have to ask for some help. I have a knife, and I'm just going to make like a scratch on the bottom, like that, almost like an X on the bottom of the seed of the avocado. Then I'm going to put 3 toothpicks in. 1, 2, 3. Make sure my cup is filled up with water, almost to the top. And then you want to make sure that the avocado pit is partially in the water. So I'm just going to add a little more. All right, just like that. So this will actually take a very long time. The avocado, which I have over here, all right, this is probably about 3 years old. And notice how it has the roots and the actual seed is actually gone. Okay. Um, this one here, I started probably about 3 weeks ago. And if you look closely, it's starting to split. And over here will be a new root. And then eventually it will actually grow a new stem. So I don't know if you can actually see that small root starting to pop up. Okay. So the avocado is definitely a long-term investment. Okay, so I am back to show you some more hints on how to grow from your kitchen scraps. So I have a chopped up onion that I actually saved the part that had the roots. Okay, so I have this small chunk. I have a tomato, an apple, a potato, a lime. Okay, and I have a container that I put some dirt in. Okay, so some of these are very, very easy. So for example, the onion, I've put the onion root down into the soil and I just cover it. Okay, so the onion is done. I'm going to move this out of the way for a bit. The tomato, I'm going to sacrifice a part of the tomato and I'm going to eat the other part. Okay, so if you look at the tomato, there's loads of seeds in it. So this one is also easy. I'm going to take my dirt, okay, I'm going to make an opening, put the tomato in there, see, and then cover it. And some of those seeds will grow. Okay. Another one is the potato. Now, if you can actually see over here, there are these like openings or eyes or holes. Actually, this one actually has some like hairs coming out of it. So I'm going to cut my potato into quarters. Okay. And I'm going to plant the eyes down. The eyes will actually turn into roots. So I'm just going to put it in the dirt once again in my empty spot, and I'll just cover it. Okay. So now I have an onion, tomato, and a potato. After they start growing, I could transfer them into a larger pot or into a garden I've already prepared. All right. So this one is pretty easy. Okay, it's just cutting them, putting them in half. Okay. Um, Another way on the tomato is to take out the seeds, rinse them, and then you dry them. So all of these small things are small tomato seeds. And you can, I have a different pot over here. You can actually sprinkle them on top. Okay. And then just cover them lightly. And then mist it with some water. Okay. All right. So what else do I have? I also have apple. So I'm going to eat this apple later, but I'm going to cut it in half, and you'll notice that there are some seeds. Okay, it has some seeds. So you might have to ask for help, but you can also cut this in half again. Try to take out the seeds. Let's see if I can find any seeds in here. I think they're all in the other half. So I'm going to cut this. And all right. Yes. So I have one seed over here. And I'm going to see if I can find another one. I think this one only has one. All right. So obviously most of the apples would have more seeds. So I would plant a few seeds just to make sure something grows. Okay. But once again, here's my apple seed. Okay. And I would put it in soil just cover it and then moisten the soil, and it should start growing. Okay. Now I also have a lime, but you can do this with lemon, grapefruit, and oranges. Okay, so once again, you cut it in half, and let's hope there's some seeds in here. And let's see. You might have to look in the middle. There probably won't be any seeds. Let's see. And if there aren't, I'll pause it and I'll grab an orange or a lemon. Nope, there aren't any seeds. So I'm just going to pause this. All right, so I'm going to try my lemon. It's an old one, so hopefully it has some seeds. Yes. So as you can see, it has one seed, has two seeds. Perfecto. So you can either rinse these or just plant them, which I already did in here. Okay, so here's a new spot. Just gonna push them in and then cover them with dirt and then of course spray and water them. All right, so that is it on that. And then I also thought I would show you for strawberries. So here's a strawberry. Now all these dots on here, all those are seeds. Okay, so if you carefully poke them out, right, you can actually get one or two or three, all these out. And I've already done that. I'm just showing you because it does take some time. And then you would actually rinse them, and then you would plant them once again on soil, and then just spray it. You could also cover it with some plastic wrap. It almost makes like a greenhouse. Okay, so those are some more ideas. Okay, so in my last video, I have some old, I have an egg carton, okay? I also have two toilet paper rolls, and I'm going to show you how to use them to grow your seeds. Okay, so first I'm going to first I will cut this so that the top comes off. So you might have to ask your parents for scissors. Okay, and I like to put the egg part on the top just for some added support. Then I'm going to take some potting soil, but you can just, add some soil from your yard if it's around. Ask your parents though first. And then I have this all set, and it makes a nice individual seed location. So I have some beans, and I'm going to pop them in. All you do is you put one on top, and then you push it down, and then cover it with the dirt. Okay, so I'm going to do these. Okay, so I did beans. I also have strawberry seeds, which I had mentioned, and they're dried now. So I'm going to put a few into each of the egg holders like that, and then just lightly cover them. Okay, and then you would just spray this, and it's all set. Okay, it's all like that. Now the cool thing about this is that after the seeds are up and they're big enough, you can just transplant. And I have here some flowers which I started in the egg cartons. All you do is you tear it off and you plant the whole thing in the ground. Okay, so you actually rip off each of the egg carton, and you plant it into the ground, and it's easier than transplanting them. Okay, now the other way is with an old paper, toilet paper, or even paper towel. So you cut, if it's a toilet paper tube, you cut it in half. Okay, just like that. And you have to make four about half-inch cuts equally. So 1, 2, 3, and one more, 4. Okay, so see, I made the cuts. So you have 4 cuts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you bend one down, just like that. You put the next one, bend it down like that, and you keep going all the way across so that they're like that. And then the last one, you tuck it under. So this might be a little hard. As you can see, I'm having a hard time. But you end up with something that closes just like that. And then you push it down. Oh, I just want to make sure everybody can see. You push it down like that so that it's flat. See? And it can stand up on its own. Okay? So you can get 2 per toilet paper tube. If you're using a paper towel tube, you could probably get about 4 of them out of that. And then you just add some soil, okay, like that. See how it's in there? And then you can put any type of seed, and this whole thing can be transplanted. So here's my bean seed. I just cover it, and then I just spray it and water it, and then watch it grow. Okay, so I hope all of these have been helpful. I will be on posting some pictures of the growth which I had, and enjoy.